At least we're at a minimum very, very close, and I think we're beyond very close.
U.S. President Donald Trump said on Monday that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had agreed to back a U.S.-sponsored Gaza peace deal. The agreement includes a ceasefire of the two-year-old war in Gaza and the release of hostages held by Hamas.
If accepted by Hamas, this proposal calls for the release of all remaining hostages immediately, but in no case more than 72 hours.
An official with Hamas said after the announcement that it has not received the written plan.
I support your plan to end the war in Gaza, which achieves our war aims. It will bring back to Israel all our hostages, dismantle Hamas's military capabilities, end its political rule, and ensure that Gaza never again poses a threat to Israel.
Netanyahu made his fourth visit to the White House since Trump returned to office in January. The right-wing Israeli leader was looking to shore up his country's most important relationship after a slew of Western leaders formally embraced Palestinian statehood last week in defiance of the U.S. and Israel. Trump, who sharply criticized the moves as a prize for Hamas, was seeking Netanyahu's agreement despite Israel's misgivings on parts of the plan. Washington presented its peace plan to Arab and Muslim states on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly last week. Trump's 20-point plan includes a staged Israeli withdrawal from the Palestinian enclave, Hamas disarmament, and a transition government led by an international body headed by Trump. The White House talks came as Israeli tanks on Monday thrust deeper into the heart of Gaza City. Israel has launched one of its biggest offensives of the war this month, with Netanyahu saying he aims to wipe out Hamas in its final redoubts. The war has left much of Gaza in ruins and caused a major humanitarian crisis.
New Directions Community Credit Union is now open in Titusville. They may be new to our community, but they've been serving our region since 1974, providing their members with affordable products and services. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, volunteers, attends school, regularly conducts business, or who owns a business in Venango, Forest, Warren, or Crawford counties. Visit their new location at 206 South Martin Street in Titusville to learn more about becoming a member. Best of luck to all the students and athletes this fall from New Directions Community Credit Union.
Looking for expert orthopedic care? Dr. Charlie Gates, a trusted name at Titusville Area Hospital, can help you regain mobility and a better quality of life. With years of experience and a passion for personalized care, Dr. Gates specializes in treating a wide range of orthopedic conditions. Whether it's joint pain, sports injuries, or orthopedic surgery, trust Dr. Charlie Gates at Titusville Area Hospital for your orthopedic care. Call 814-827-9770 today to schedule your appointment.
Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning provides residential and light commercial air conditioning services throughout the area. They understand the importance of your cooling system working properly. That is why you can trust in Vanderhoof to do the job right. Whether it's a non-working air conditioner, yearly maintenance, or a new install, you can be assured that we will solve your problem quickly and efficiently. Your home's air conditioning system is far more than just temperature. It's a complete comfort system that combines temperature, humidity, air quality, and above all, safety. Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning in Titusville. Titusville Market Square is home to over 100 unique vendors featuring antiques, collectibles, candles, coins, baked goods, dairy products, food items, comic books, toys, and so much more. You'll discover something new every time you walk through the door. Did we mention the selection of baked goods? breads, Clark's Donuts, and Amish pies. Titusville Market Square has you covered. Stop in to explore today. Titusville Market Square in downtown Titusville.
Our new home.
Somebody pinched me.
Somebody say pinch?
Pinch, pinch.
We mean we just bought this.
Yeah, we just bought a new house. Why are there crabs?
Don't call for pinches. Call for protection.
Hit it. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your State Farm agent is ready to help you choose the right coverage for your new house and your car.
All right, which way to the sea?
We're in Ohio.
So is that close or?
No.
You got a pool?
No.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm Ronnie Long.
And I'm Lisa Mellon.
The name Armstrong reflects more than just a company. It's a promise.
While others focus on the short term, we're building for a future that's limitless.
From the dawn of cable television to the rise of the digital age, we've delivered cutting-edge technology like our advanced fiber network that redefines what's possible.
Guided by our core values, we have proudly served and strengthened communities like yours for generations.
Fat Chad's is Titusville's premier dining destination. Come hungry and enjoy these menu favorites: T-bone steak, homemade meatloaf dinner, or soft shell crab tacos. Dive into fresh pasta entrees like shrimp and scallop pasta or our signature Asiago chicken. And don't miss our famous burgers and fish sandwiches, all served with fresh cut fries. Fridays mean prime rib specials. Enjoy wild game Saturdays. And on Sundays, it's our all-you-can-eat wing buffet. For good food and good times, it's Fat Chad's Brewing in Titusville.
211 is an easy-to-remember telephone number for finding health and human services for everyday needs and in crisis situations. Every day, highly trained 211 call specialists provide referrals to basic human needs resources like food banks and shelters, physical and mental health, employment support, support for youth and child care programs, and support for adults and persons with disabilities. To learn more, dial 211 or visit pa211nw.org.
U.S. stocks closed modestly higher on Monday, with the Dow gaining more than 0.1%, the S&P 500 adding about 0.25%, and the Nasdaq climbing roughly 0.5%. The technology sector provided the S&P 500's biggest boost as investors bet on growth from AI, explains Marianne Bartels, chief investment strategist at Sanctuary Wealth.
So sometimes you can have what's called window dressing, meaning that fund managers want to buy the winners for the quarter and they get rid of the losers. This quarter has been great, and the winners have been tech and tech-related companies. So you're pretty much seeing those stocks perform very well. Now, normally after the quarter ends, you may see another rebalancing by the portfolio managers. And as we enter the month of October, since we didn't get the seasonal weakness in September, there is some risk that we get some seasonal weakness in October, especially that we're facing a potential government shutdown.
A standoff between Republicans and Democrats over funding has raised the prospect of a government shutdown beginning Wednesday, the first day of the U.S. government's fiscal 2026. Monday's stock moves included U.S.-listed shares of cannabis-related companies, which rose after President Trump shared a video on Sunday promoting the health benefits of hemp-derived cannabidiol. Shares of Canopy Growth rallied more than 17%, while Kronos Group climbed about 13%, and Tilray Brands soared more than 60%. Shares of Lam Research advanced more than 2% after Deutsche Bank upgraded the rating on the chip-making equipment firm to buy from hold. And shares of digital marketing firm AppLovin climbed more than 6% to set a fresh record high after Morgan Stanley raised the target price on the stock to $750 from $480.
All right, let's take a look at that weather forecast for Northwest Pennsylvania on this Tuesday morning. We are looking at another beautiful day, mostly sunny skies, very warm, and a high of 80. Clear skies tonight with lows in the mid-40s. Wednesday, which happens to be the first day of October, sunshine and low 70s. Thursday, partly cloudy, low 70s. Friday, partly cloudy, temperatures in the mid-70s. Saturday, sunshine and a high of 80. I did check the calendar, and we're coming into October, so we got 80s through the weekend and the start of next week. We're looking at really a week from Wednesday, so like around October 8th, when we get temperatures in the 60s for a daytime high. So that's what we're looking at. It is 13 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. This is The Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
It's the Morning Drill, helping start your day.
Well, we're going to get right into it here this morning. Amy's got our birthdays and what we're celebrating here on this final day of September. It is the 30th.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Actor Barry Williams turned 71 today.
Brady Bunch, right?
Actress Fran Drescher turned 68. Actor Eric Stoltz is 64 today. Rocker Trey Anastasio is 61. Actress Monica Bellucci is 61. And actress Jenna Elfman, I can't say it at all today.
You're rushing through it.
I am. Actress Jenna Elfman is 54. Actress Marion Cotillard is 50. And that is all.
All right. Happy birthday to them, and happy birthday to you if today happens to be your birthday from all of us here today. We're going to turn our attention to what we're celebrating on this 30th day.
All right. Today is Blasphemy Day. Extra Virgin Olive Oil Day. International Podcast Day, International Translation Day, National Chewing Gum Day, National Hot Mulled Cider Day, National Love People Day, National Mud Pack Day, National Puppy Mill Survivor Day, Orange Shirt Day, Pet Tricks Day, Rummy Day, Thunderbirds Day, And that's it. That's all I got.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know. That's it. That's how we end September.
Tomorrow, new month, right? So
Right,
we're going to
so
have...
there's a lot.
Oh, boy. That's
Brace
exciting,
yourself.
right?
Sure.
Okay.
No, it is. It is. You think it's a tongue twister today? Tomorrow's going to be great.
Yeah, just look out.
Yep. I'll
Amy
slow
will be
down,
on
I
fire
promise.
tomorrow. All right. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we've got some sports scores to bring you, some headlines. Also, I know Dr. Katie Warren, Meadville Medical Center, has been out doing some speaking, and we're going to, if you haven't met Dr. Warren, just a tremendous doctor, an asset to our region. And we're going to, we have a sit down that we did with her. We have that in just a couple minutes here. So looking forward to that. And real quick, we just get into sports, some headlines for you. Nothing to report in Major League Baseball action today or yesterday. Nothing going on. Today, however, we begin wild card pairings where you got the Guardians taking on the Tigers at 1:08. The Cubs and the Padres at 3:08. Yankees will take on the Red Sox at 6:08. And at 9:08, the Dodgers and the Reds. So that is what we are looking at in terms of matchups in the wild card race in Major League Baseball. Let's go to NFL action. And last night, the Dolphins beat the Jets 27-21. Broncos with the win over the Bengals 28-3. Remember, preseason and leading up into this year is like, oh, the Bengals are going to be tough, and the Ravens, and now you're looking at the Steelers on top of the AFC North division with Cincinnati behind them, Baltimore, and Cleveland. So, yeah, that's what we're looking at. Week 5 of NFL action kicks off Thursday night. That Amazon Prime game will feature the Rams, who are 3-1, taking on the San Francisco 49ers, who are also 3-1. So Thursday will kick off another week of NFL action. Well, mentioned Dr. Katie Warren. She's from the Neurology Center of Meadville. And she's been a guest speaker at some local groups lately. And, just it's a chance for the community to get to meet some of the professionals that serve with Meadville Medical Center or Titusville Area Hospital. And just a chance to ask questions, learn about what they do, just have some one-on-one time. It's really a cool thing. And, again, if you've never met Dr. Katie Warren, just a tremendous person. And, again, we had a chance to sit down with her, just a few months back. And if you missed those interviews, you can always go back and catch those by going to Meadville Medical site, social media sites, or we're going to actually revisit that interview that we had with her in just a moment. But, just a tremendous opportunity to get to know some of these folks who are performing life-saving medicine right here at home, or the level of expertise and friendliness that you find here is absolutely incredible. So when we get the opportunity to spotlight these individuals, it really is amazing, and we learn a lot from it, and I hope you, the viewers, learn a lot from it as well. So again, we had a chance to talk to Dr. Katie Warren, who, again, if you get a chance, if she's out in the community, make sure you stop by and visit and ask her questions. And thank you for being with us here today. Joining us is Dr. Katie Warren, neurologist here at Meadville Medical Center. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm from Fredonia, New York, near Buffalo. I went to Allegheny College here in Meadville, so I had some connection to the area. I majored in neuroscience and then did my master's in neuroscience. Went away for then to medical school in Lecom in Erie. Finished up in neurology, obviously. I did my residency in Albany, New York, my fellowship in Buffalo, New York, and I came back to work here in 2015, so I've been here for 10 years.
Wow.
when did you know that this was the direction you wanted to go, getting into neurology or just being a doctor in general?
So in 10th grade in high school, I was asked to write a paper about something, I guess we could really pick any topic. And I happened to write a paper about dreams. It was not so much about the theory of dreams, but the science behind dreams. Why do we dream? What does the brain function during dreams? And that was my first exposure to anything, at all related to neurology. And I can't really explain why, but it's just stuck with me ever since. And I've literally been following along that path ever since 10th grade in high school. So I only applied to colleges that had neuroscience as a major. I went for my master's in neuroscience, of course did neurology residency and fellowship. So it's never wavered. I've just known since high school.
So when you were going to Allegheny, you obviously knew of Meadville Medical Center. Was that a hospital you kind of said, boy, I could see myself working there someday?
In undergrad, I would say no, and not because of anything wrong with Meadville Medical Center. It was just as a college student, most of the time you stay away from the hospital. There's not a lot of need to use the hospital. And it wasn't really on my radar yet where I would end up. I think I just wasn't there yet. Priorities are different at that time. So no, that wasn't really on my radar, but I would say definitely when I went to LECOM, that's when I started thinking that I would end up back here. I did several rotations here at Meadville Medical Center when I was a student. So I've, kind of came full circle and came on back.
What kind of stood out to you where you just thought, yeah, this is where I'd like to be?
So I definitely, on a personal level, wanted to be in a smaller town for my family. My husband and I have 2 kids. They're 10 and 13. And of course, when I came here to live, they were 0 and 3. So, we wanted to raise our family in a smaller town. We actually live in Edinburgh, so I drive into work. I also definitely wanted to work in a smaller hospital. I've never been drawn to the bigger hospital systems. It's kind of too busy, too many people, too many cooks in the kitchen. So that really just wasn't a good fit for me. And then specific to Meadville, I would say when I did my rotations here, I knew it was a good fit because there are so many specialists for this size hospital. And I really had a good exposure to different ways of doing things and different types of specialties. Of course, I knew the neurologists that were here at the time. They're no longer here, but I had anticipated joining that practice, and I could really see myself working well with them.
Did it surprise you at all? It's just working here where somebody would say, boy, I think we might need this, and then shortly after that role's fulfilled. It just seems like Meadville Medical Center does a really good job at listening to patients, seeing what the needs are in the community, and addressing it.
So specific to neurology, I would say that there is a very big need for neurology in any hospital system. However, there aren't a lot of us, so it is hard to get enough in one area. Fortunately, we actually have 3 neurologists now, which is quite a bit for our size hospital. When I started, there were 2 other neurologists at the time, but again, they had kind of gone separate ways by the time I got here when I started. So I do think they're certainly listening to what the community needs and trying to provide those resources in the community, but it is hard sometimes to get certain specialists in the area. There's either not a lot of them, or there isn't maybe a connection to this area. It's certainly hard to convince someone to live in Meadville, Pennsylvania, maybe if they have no connection to being here. But certainly, yeah, they're constantly trying to fill those gaps and help the patients in the community.
So let's talk about your department. The patients that you're seeing vary from what to what?
So we see all neurology patients here in Meadville. My partner, 2 other partners and I, we do see any type of neurologic concern. The most common example of things we see would be migraines, but epilepsy, multiple sclerosis, Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, stroke, tremors, ALS, and I'm sure some others that are not coming to mind.
but there's a lot. I mean, you're really addressing a lot for our region.
Absolutely.
Okay. So what's that care like? Is it contacting your office, or are you is a patient being referred to your office? How does that work?
So our office requires a referral. It's not for insurance purposes. It's because neurology is very heavy on history. And so it's very important that we have records for a patient's history prior to them coming to us. So normally I would say a primary care doctor might identify, let's say, a memory concern for a patient, and they would refer them to us. If a patient has seen another neurologist for either the same reason or a different reason in the past, we also require that those records be sent with the patient because, again, it's very important for us to understand their background before we see a patient. It's difficult to kind of start from scratch in neurology because everything is based on what all has happened before that.
What are some, this is sort of a little question, but what are some symptoms that you may start experiencing where you should say, you know what, maybe it's time to see my doctor and begin that process? Because it seems, again, you cover a lot with what you do, but are there some things that people should be kind of on the lookout for?
Specific to cognitive changes
Sure.
or other things, do you mean?
We'll start with there.
Okay, so for memory loss or cognitive changes, usually we get concerned when the memory loss is affecting someone's ability to take care of themselves or their environment. So whether that's caring for their household work, chores around the house, or if it's taking care of their medications, if it is communicating with family members, possibly driving if that's becoming an issue. So having a little bit of memory loss is expected for everyone to some degree, and certainly as we get older, but when it starts to affect someone's ability to care for themselves or their environment, that's when we start to get more concerned, and that's when usually we would receive a referral for a patient.
So that's the cognitive side. Are you working with other departments within the hospital with other types of patients?
So for stroke patients, that's a big part of what we see in the hospital side. So when someone has stroke symptoms, they are initially evaluated in the emergency department, usually admitted to the hospital for a couple of days. Me and my partners are involved in seeing the patients in the hospital as well, and then we also follow up with them in the office after they've been discharged from the hospital. So in that sense, certainly there's more of a multidisciplinary team where we're working with obviously the team in the hospital, physical therapists, occupational therapists, things like that.
What are some things that people should be looking at in terms of their health and just making sure it doesn't, something doesn't pop up 10 years from now or next month? Amount of sleep that somebody gets, things like that. What are some things that you should be keeping an eye on?
So the big three, especially for stroke prevention, are diabetes, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol. They are known over the years, if not controlled, to cause strokes and heart attacks, another problem as well. So if someone can keep those under good control preceding, like you said, in the 10 or 20 years leading up to that, hopefully we can prevent that from happening in the first place. So those would be the big three. As you mentioned, sleep is certainly important. And also not only the number of hours of sleep, but making sure it's good quality sleep. So one of the things that we're seeing a lot more of is obstructive sleep apnea. And one of the doctors in our office is a sleep specialist. So she is an expert in treating sleep apnea and other sleep disorders. So we do have somebody in-house helping with that as well, and making sure, again, not only the number of hours you're sleeping, but that it's good quality sleep as well.
At the end of the day, what do you do to unwind and relax?
Well, there's not a lot of unwinding with two busy preteens. So we're just busy at home with the kids, and we have a new dog. So she keeps us busy as well.
That's excellent.
So yeah, in the summertime we like boating and being out on the lake. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite book?
Ooh, good question. I do read quite a bit. My favorite, I'll go this. My favorite author is Jodi Picoult, and so pretty much anything she's written is my go-to for reading.
Go-to music.
Ooh, music. Counting Crows. That ages me. That was my favorite band in high school, and I am going to see them this summer.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah.
How about favorite movie?
The Notebook.
Okay.
Alzheimer's, love story,
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, we greatly appreciate your time. It was
Thank
a real
you.
pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
And thank you for joining us as well.
Yeah, if you get a chance, and Dr. Katie Warren or any of our local physicians, medical staff out giving talks, make sure you take them in and get to learn more and ask great questions. All right, coming up on 7:30, we'll bring you the latest headlines. Got some business-related headlines for you as well. That weather forecast for Northwest Pennsylvania. All you need to know is this: it is going to be beautiful for a long stretch of time, so enjoy it. All right, this is the Morning Drill.
At least we're at a minimum very, very close, and I think we're beyond very close.
U.S. President Donald Trump said on Monday that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had agreed to back a U.S.-sponsored Gaza peace deal. The agreement includes a ceasefire of the two-year-old war in Gaza and the release of hostages held by Hamas.
If accepted by Hamas, this proposal calls for the release of all remaining hostages immediately, but in no case more than 72 hours.
An official with Hamas said after the announcement that it has not received the written plan.
I support your plan to end the war in Gaza, which achieves our war aims. It will bring back to Israel all our hostages, dismantle Hamas's military capabilities, end its political rule, and ensure that Gaza never again poses a threat to Israel.
Netanyahu made his fourth visit to the White House since Trump returned to office in January. The right-wing Israeli leader was looking to shore up his country's most important relationship after a slew of Western leaders formally embraced Palestinian statehood last week in defiance of the U.S. and Israel. Trump, who sharply criticized the moves as a prize for Hamas, was seeking Netanyahu's agreement despite Israel's misgivings on parts of the plan. Washington presented its peace plan to Arab and Muslim states on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly last week. Trump's 20-point plan includes a staged Israeli withdrawal from the Palestinian enclave, Hamas disarmament, and a transition government led by an international body headed by Trump. The White House talks came as Israeli tanks on Monday thrust deeper into the heart of Gaza City. Israel has launched one of its biggest offensives of the war this month, with Netanyahu saying he aims to wipe out Hamas in its final redoubts. The war has left much of Gaza in ruins and caused a major humanitarian crisis.
Vehicle shopping? Make sure you check out Titusville Ford first. Shop our amazing selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock. Visit us on Route 8 in Titusville and see why our customer service is a cut above the rest. Titusville Ford, your hometown dealer.
Discover unforgettable savings of over $8,000 off your next Chevy truck at Community Chevrolet's September to Remember sales event.
It's like the saying goes, a golden retriever never forgets.
I'm not sure you have that right, Clark. You might want to acknowledge the elephant in the room. What's truly memorable is Community's savings this month of more than $8,000 off a 2025 Silverado and nearly $5,000 off top SUVs like the Tahoe. So don't forget about the September to Remember sales event this month only at Community Chevrolet.
Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding is located at 305 East Spring Street in Titusville. Marsh Home Center welcomes you in to explore their growing inventory of name brand furniture, appliances, and bedding. Need something not currently in stock? No problem. Order from Marsh's online catalog and have it delivered right to your door. Visit Marsh's to see their entire showroom. Ask questions, see what items are on sale, or just stop in and say hi. Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding, behind Giant Eagle in Titusville.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Whether you want to go and lead in your craft in the trades, whether you want to go and be that nurse or medical worker and have a real impact on lives, or whether you want to go and help that business improve its bottom line, this is the place, and now is your time to go with confidence, to go with skill, to go succeed. The Education and Training Center at Pitt Titusville.
I needed a place I could feel cared for without the long drive. I chose Meadville OBGYN because both my sisters came here, highly recommended Dr. Kristen. Dr. Kristen makes me feel very comfortable. Like I'm family, like we're friends, very personable. My daughter Evie was born in Breach, and it was Dr. Kristen and Dr. Barco, and they were incredible. It was a wonderful experience. I wouldn't ever want to go anywhere else.
Community Connect Federal Credit Union, serving Crawford, Venango, Forest, and Warren counties. Their mission is to provide quality, low-cost, and personal financial products for the growth and security of their members and families. Stop in, call, or visit our website, communityconnectfcu.com, and click Join to get started. Community Connect Federal Credit Union, 1050 East Spring Street in Titusville.
I'm Ben Leach, Republican nominee for Magisterial District Judge, reminding you to get out and vote Tuesday, November 4th. As the only candidate with over 13 years of real courtroom experience and a dedicated career in the justice system, I've consistently demonstrated the ability to remain fair and impartial. As I continue my lifelong dedication to serving our community, I strive to be the kind of leader our citizens deserve. On November 4th, vote with confidence for a candidate who is qualified day one, bringing the experience needed to serve as your next Magisterial District Judge.
U.S. stocks closed modestly higher on Monday, with the Dow gaining more than 0.1%, the S&P 500 adding about 0.25%, and the Nasdaq climbing roughly 0.5%. The technology sector provided the S&P 500's biggest boost as investors bet on growth from AI, explains Marianne Bartels, chief investment strategist at Sanctuary Wealth.
So sometimes you can have what's called window dressing, meaning that fund managers want to buy the winners for the quarter and they get rid of the losers. This quarter has been great, and the winners have been tech and tech-related companies. So you're pretty much seeing those stocks perform very well. Now, normally after the quarter ends, you may see another rebalancing by the portfolio managers. And as we enter the month of October, since we didn't get the seasonal weakness in September, there is some risk that we get some seasonal weakness in October, especially that we're facing a potential government shutdown.
A standoff between Republicans and Democrats over funding has raised the prospect of a government shutdown beginning Wednesday, the first day of the U.S. government's fiscal 2026. Monday's stock moves included U.S.-listed shares of cannabis-related companies, which rose after President Trump shared a video on Sunday promoting the health benefits of hemp-derived cannabidiol. Shares of Canopy Growth rallied more than 17%, while Kronos Group climbed about 13%, and Tilray Brands soared more than 60%. Shares of Lam Research advanced more than 2% after Deutsche Bank upgraded the rating on the chip-making equipment firm to buy from hold. And shares of digital marketing firm AppLovin climbed more than 6% to set a fresh record high after Morgan Stanley raised the target price on the stock to $750 from $480.
As we're going into this month of October, we're facing a government shutdown. And if that government shutdown happens, historically, we went all the way back in history, markets really don't respond to it. The economy doesn't respond to it. And in those periods where we did have, let's say, a correction of around 5%, it quickly got reversed. So with the government shutdown, economic releases are delayed, and the jobs report is expected this Friday. I mean, again, we've been here before where we haven't gotten economic data. I think that's really not going to have a big weigh on the market, not having the data. Of course, we all would like to have that. I think what the market will stay more focused on is whether or not Trump decides to actually lay people off, because that's not something we traditionally see during a government shutdown. So expect a little bit of a wobble within the marketplace, but we always, at least historically, always resolve these shutdowns, and markets really come back, and we really don't have a bad return. And we're moving into a seasonally strong period in November and December. So if you get that wobble, great buying opportunity for a year-end rally. In terms of the fixed income markets, when we look to invest, we want to stay a little bit on what we call the shorter term, or you can call it the belly of the curve to shorter term, because we do see potential risk of inflation in the coming years. So what that means is you want to hold shorter duration. So if those interest rates do tick up, you have the ability to reinvest. And in terms of the pockets, because the economy is doing so well, we'd really like to take the credit risk and go into the corporate market. Now, the high yield market has done very well and the spreads are very tight. But if the economy continues to do well, we would also expect that high yield market to continue to do well. So in other words, expect spreads to stay pretty tight within the fixed income market.
Gold rises as markets brace for a government shutdown. It's Tuesday, 30th of September, and here's what you need to know. There's been no progress in talks between President Trump and Democrats in Congress. That means Vice President J.D. Vance says the government is heading for a shutdown at 1 minute after midnight. That means thousands of federal employees will be furloughed, Social Security payments will be delayed, and the release of key statistics will be halted, like this Friday's crucial jobs report. That means markets will focus on the data they do have, like today's JOLTS survey. That's expected to show there were around 7.18 million job openings in the US in August. Our chart of the day is the price of gold. It's rocketing again as investors look for safe havens ahead of that shutdown. Spot gold hit a new record high at $3,870 an ounce. It's risen 12.3% in the month of September, making this its strongest month in 14 years. Analysts now expect gold to hit $4,000 an ounce this year, especially as low interest rates favour traditional stores of value. You may have missed the latest from Washington on tariffs. There's bad news for makers of kitchen cabinets and upholstered furniture. They're hit with a 25% duty from the 14th of October. That doubles to 50% on the 1st of January if the countries that make them don't reach new agreements with the US. Mexico and Vietnam are key suppliers of furniture to the US after China was already hit with steep tariffs during Trump's first term. There's also a new 10% duty on lumber. That's bad news for Canada, the main supplier of wood. And our number of the day is $55 billion. That's set to be the biggest leveraged buyout in history. It's what a group of investors, including Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund and Jared Kushner's Affinity Partners, will pay for video game developer Electronic Arts and take it private. The deal is backed by $36 billion in cash and $20 billion in debt financed by JP Morgan. Shareholders will get $210 a share. Electronic Arts was trading at $202 at the close on Monday. The deal shows how keen Saudi Arabia is to diversify away from oil, and it was brokered by Jared Kushner, who made connections in the Gulf during his time as Trump's envoy there during the president's first term. And that's what you need to know this morning.
President Donald Trump said on Monday he would impose a 100% tariff on all films produced overseas that are then sent into the U.S., in a move that could upend Hollywood's global business model. In a post on Truth Social, Trump said, quote, "Our movie-making business has been stolen from the United States of America by other countries, just like stealing candy from a baby." It was not immediately clear what legal authority Trump would use to impose the tariff. The White House did not immediately respond to a Reuters request for comment on how the tariffs would be implemented. Several top U.S. studios also did not immediately respond to requests for comment. The president had first floated the idea of a movie tariff in May, but offered few details. That left entertainment executives unsure whether it would apply to specific countries or all imports. Due to attractive tax incentives, Hollywood has increasingly relied on overseas production hubs such as Canada, the UK, and Australia. At the same time, co-productions with foreign studios have become more common, particularly in Asia and Europe. Studio executives told Reuters earlier this year that they were flummoxed by how a movie tariff might be enforced, given that modern films often use production, financing, post-production, and visual effects spread across multiple countries. Industry executives warned that a broad tariff could affect the thousands of U.S. workers employed on overseas shoots, from visual effects artists to production crews, whose work is often coordinated across multiple countries. Senior media reporter at Variety magazine, Gene Maddouse, explained why such a tariff is especially tricky.
Movies are not a good, they are a service, and so the traditional idea of tariffing something at a port of entry just doesn't apply to movies. There's not really a price that is put on, when Disney makes a movie in the UK and then brings it to the US to edit it and then distribute it, there's not really a price that's put on the production value in the UK. So it's really unclear how you would even begin to do this.
Video game developer Electronic Arts has agreed to sell itself to a group of private investors in a deal that values the company at $55 billion, making it the largest leveraged buyout in history. The maker of Battlefield and Madden NFL is being bought by Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, Jared Kushner's Affinity Partners, and private equity firm Silver Lake, the company said Monday. The deal for Electronic Arts underscores how deep-pocketed investors are betting on the enduring value of blockbuster game franchises as the industry recovers from a prolonged downturn. It also stands as a watershed moment in the market for leveraged buyouts, even though some of the biggest such buyouts in the past have ended disastrously. The previous LBO record holder, the $45 billion takeover of Texas utility TXU Energy in 2007 by a consortium of firms, including Goldman Sachs, went bankrupt in 2014, while Toys R Us went bankrupt in 2017, about a dozen years after it went private. Monday's takeover offer comes at a crucial time for Electronic Arts, which is gearing up to launch the much-awaited Battlefield 6 in an industry where gamers stick to proven and recognizable titles. The company's shares jumped about 5% in Monday morning trading.
Some claim to be magical, while others say they are for lovers. Here, we are simply life-altering. Life-altering is a bold statement, but you will know exactly what we mean the moment you breathe our air. Our air, it's full of life. It's full of inspiration. It just moves you to start living again. Here, we focus on the simple things, but regardless of how simple, they always seem to be impactful. Like a picnic with your children, or a quiet walk down the trail, we have exactly what you need to refresh your soul. With us, you get to unplug and enjoy life as it happens around you. Relax and drift away as our streams guide you through the countryside. Embrace the excitement as you speed across the water, or enjoy the smell of nature as you pedal through our forest. We promise we will make a perfect chapter in your book of life, or the ideal subject of your next big fisherman's tale. Here, there are no schedules, no time frames, no itineraries, just a blank canvas for you to create your memory-filled masterpiece. There's an old saying which says, make sure you save the best for last. And we can't think of a place in the world that does it better than us. So when your day is coming to an end, make sure you have a good seat as the symphony of nature serenades you to sleep. Around here, we're just a little different. Generations return year after year to keep making memories and passing traditions along to those newest members of their family. Our way of life just fills you up somehow. We are definitely a place which resonates with all who visit it. So hurry up and get here, because we want to see you in Crawford County, Pennsylvania.
Art is about more than creating a product, movement, or sound. It's about the expression of human creation and community.
In 2006, the city of Oil City embarked on an initiative to attract artists to our town because of the affordable cost of real estate, because of the scenic beauty, and because of the momentum from artists that were already here and the arts and cultural opportunities that were happening. That initiative attracted over 45 artists over the years who purchased homes. Many of them set up studios in the National Transit Building.
Hi, I'm Marcy Hall. I relocated to Oil City from Erie, Pennsylvania, about an hour and a half north. I have a studio here in the National Transit Building that does kind of bring people together who might be separated by, long distances. Realizing that there's so much art in Venango County is really important, because I think people tend to think that art is in cities, and I just came from a city where there is a lot of art. But moving here, there's not a decided difference. I feel like there's so much art here.
There are so many ways to appreciate and express art in the community. We often think of traditional ways like pottery, painting, things that you might see in a gallery, but there's so many ways to also express it that you might not think of every day. Like, I'm standing in the Barrow Civic Theater, and we have the performing arts, and that's also including dance studios. We have photography, the murals and the architecture. Visit a community event like Cranberry Festival, where you can listen to live music and your kids can draw with chalk. Venango County really offers opportunities for anyone to express art in any way that they want. or are able to.
Always eventful, Franklin, Pennsylvania is a beautiful and welcoming performing arts community. The sound of the Silver Cornet Band can often be heard during our summer concert series. Our restaurants play host to live music of all kinds year-round. In July and August, you can join us in Bandstand Park on Wednesday nights for our Taste of Talent. It is a local vocal competition. We'd love to see you there.
We do events for the community such as Bridge Fest and a host of many other activities. One of our biggest events is the Oil Heritage Festival Art Show. We are fortunate enough to have almost 300 entries every year. Many of the artists that enter the art show are also featured their extra work down in TAG, which is our Transit Arts Gallery and Gifts located in the basement of the National Transit Building.
So if you haven't already, please come and experience our arts culture in Venango County. Whether it's going to an art gallery, whether it's going out and getting a workshop on how to paint a painting, whether it's coming out and seeing a dance recital, whether it's going to our theater and experiencing a live show, a festival, a local area that has live music for free, whatever that opportunity comes, come and see what we have in Venango, especially in our arts culture.
And a lot of different things bring people here. There are opportunities to sell your artwork and the different shops that have different forms of art, to participate in different gallery showings, and also just to get involved in the community. So through Be Here and the Arts in Venango initiative, we encourage you to visit or even call Venango County your home. There are so many ways to live, work, and play here, and arts truly play a huge role in that. So we hope to see you here.
Yeah, such a great area, Northwest Pennsylvania, and it doesn't slow down as we head into October. Fall is amazing, and the holidays are incredible. Sunshine, very warm today, and a high of 80. Clear skies tonight with lows in the upper 40s. Wednesday, the 1st of October, sunshine, low 70s. Thursday, partly cloudy, low 70s. Friday, partly cloudy, mid-70s. Saturday, sunshine, and a high of 80. That is a look at your weather forecast at 7:57 here this morning. Well, a couple quick headlines. Not that it's a surprise, but it's kind of shocked to see this last night that Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban are splitting after being together since, 2006, I think. So, yeah, that headline was announced last night. I think they've had a rocky few years, but if you're following entertainment news, that might be something that catches you off guard. Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman breaking up. This is a crazy headline. This was announced just the other day that I don't even know how you have these conversations. But apparently Hollywood is all concerned because there's a new AI-generated actress who has a name, Tilly Norwood. She has drawn backlash from Hollywood stars because this new AI-generated actress, not real, was signed to some talent agency. This is crazy that I'm even saying this. So, yeah, Hollywood up in arms over this as the person who created Tilly Norwood, an AI-generated character, has signed a deal with a talent agency. Now, I don't know what that means. I don't know if they're going to use this AI-generated person in ads or movies or how that's going to work, but not really an actress, computer-generated. So you can read more about that if you'd like by searching AI actress Tilly Norwood and seeing what all is involved with that whole thing. Yeah, crazy. We have Joe Tech coming up. Maybe we'll get Joe's thoughts on that. If it is Joe, maybe it's AI Joe. I'm not really sure at this point. All right, it's going to be a beautiful day, so enjoy it.
Waking up with the morning drill.
Interstate Pipe and Supply takes pride in providing superior customer service. That's why our dedicated employees are well trained and have the experience to offer friendly, quick, and reliable service and support. Need materials delivered to your job site? No problem. Interstate offers fast delivery from our 4 locations in Western Pennsylvania. We also serve Eastern Ohio, Northern Western Virginia, and Western New York. Service means business at Western Pennsylvania's premier pipe and supply company, Interstate Pipe and Supply.
Anyone with a kind and generous heart and a little money can be a philanthropist. You too can be a force for good in our community, and the Crawford Heritage Community Foundation is here to help you make the most of your charitable giving. We've partnered with hundreds of people like you to make our world and our community a better place. You can give through us to support scholarships or any charitable organization or purpose. Whether you're interested in establishing a permanent endowment or adding to an existing fund, we want to be a part of your plan. Contact us when you're ready to make your mark. Together, we can make your contribution go further.
The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home has been serving the needs of Titusville and surrounding communities since 1965. Mr. Garrett believed in tradition and commitment to excellence, standards that have been passed down from one generation to now a new generation, who will work to provide you with a beautiful, lasting tribute to your loved one. When you need them, they will be there for you. This has been their foundation for almost 60 years. The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home, 303 North Washington Street in Titusville. Share the fun of train travel and relive our country's oil history as you ride the OC&T through the valley that changed the world. Learn about the past while traveling on vintage cars. See a variety of wildlife with stops at Drakewell Park, Petroleum Center, and Oil Creek State Park. Arrive early and see the vast collection of train and railroad memorabilia at Perry Street Station. After the ride, enjoy a night's stay at the Caboose Motel. For seasonal specials or for more information, visit octrr.org or call 814-676-1733. For over 30 years, J. Gill Plumbing and Heating has taken pride in being the premier heating and air conditioning service provider in the area. Our highly skilled and certified technicians will work closely with you to address your heating and air conditioning repair, installation, or maintenance needs. And with the J. Gill Service membership, you can take advantage of additional benefits like filter replacements and priority service scheduling. Plus, members get 10% off future projects. Call today to get a free estimate or ask about financing options. Call J. Gill Plumbing and Heating today or visit them online at jgillplumbingheating.com. Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding is located at 305 East Spring Street in Titusville. Marsh Home Center welcomes you in to explore their growing inventory of name brand furniture, appliances, and bedding. Need something not currently in stock? No problem. Order from Marsh's online catalog and have it delivered right to your door. Visit Marsh's to see their entire showroom. Ask questions, see what items are on sale, or just stop in and say hi. Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding, behind Giant Eagle in Titusville.
211 is a simple telephone number to remember when you don't know where to go for help. Dial 211 when needing to find health and human services for everyday needs and in crisis situations. It's free and confidential, and you'll have access to thousands of programs and services for emergency and non-emergency situations. Visit pa211nw.org to learn more, and remember, help is available by calling 211.
Are you tired of juggling multiple pill bottles? Titusville Express Pharmacy has your solution, now offering compliance packaging. Your medication sorted and sealed by dose, making it easier than ever to stay on track. In a hurry? Take advantage of our convenient drive-through service. We also offer free local delivery for those that qualify. Titusville Express Pharmacy, where convenience meets care. Visit us today at 401 West Spring Street in Titusville. Simplify your medication routine with Titusville Express Pharmacy.
U.S. stocks closed modestly higher on Monday, with the Dow gaining more than 0.1%, the S&P 500 adding about 0.25%, and the Nasdaq climbing roughly 0.5%. The technology sector provided the S&P 500's biggest boost as investors bet on growth from AI, explains Marianne Bartels, chief investment strategist at Sanctuary Wealth.
So sometimes you can have what's called window dressing, meaning that fund managers want to buy the winners for the quarter and they get rid of the losers. This quarter has been great, and the winners have been tech and tech-related companies. So you're pretty much seeing those stocks perform very well. Now, normally after the quarter ends, you may see another rebalancing by the portfolio managers. And as we enter the month of October, since we didn't get the seasonal weakness in September, there is some risk that we get some seasonal weakness in October, especially that we're facing a potential government shutdown.
A standoff between Republicans and Democrats over funding has raised the prospect of a government shutdown beginning Wednesday, the first day of the U.S. government's fiscal 2026. Monday's stock moves included U.S.-listed shares of cannabis-related companies, which rose after President Trump shared a video on Sunday promoting the health benefits of hemp-derived cannabidiol. Shares of Canopy Growth rallied more than 17%, while Kronos Group climbed about 13%, and Tilray Brands soared more than 60%. Shares of Lam Research advanced more than 2% after Deutsche Bank upgraded the rating on the chip-making equipment firm to buy from hold. And shares of digital marketing firm AppLovin climbed more than 6% to set a fresh record high after Morgan Stanley raised the target price on the stock to $750 from $480.
Well, a quick look at that weather forecast for Northwest Pennsylvania. Another in fact, we're in a stretch of, again, good, beautiful weather as we head into October. But sunshine today, very warm, a high of 80. Clear skies tonight, lows in the upper 40s. Wednesday, 1st of October, sunshine and low 70s. Low 70s again on Thursday with partly cloudy skies. Friday, partly cloudy, temperatures in the mid-70s. Saturday, sunshine and a high of 80. Yeah, we're at least going to hit 80 through the weekend and probably Monday of next week before we start seeing temperatures drop to the 60s. So enjoy this stretch of weather. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood channel. I was just stalling here so I can hit a button, and it disappeared on me. How about that? Well, let me try this, Joe. I had this awesome song for you, and we're going to do this, so maybe. Dun, 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 dun. I'm just going to sing it. Yeah, hold on here. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, it's coming up. It's coming up. I hope this is worth it. I'm going to edit all of this out.
Oh, are you? Oh, we're not live today?
No, we are.
Oh,
okay, here we go. Here we go.
He's got a laptop smile and a smartphone charm, a toolbox of tricks right under his arm. Wi-Fi wizard with a lightning spark, turning tech confusion into walk in the park. From apps that sing to gadgets that glow, he's the guru we all want to know.
You're down with that?
I'm down with that. It's very peppy. I'm kind of excited now.
Probably should
I don't know who this
emphasize
guy
that
is,
you're
but
not necessarily going to go in and fix somebody's Wi-Fi, but you're going to provide some stories and
Yes.
tech news.
Yeah.
But,
oh, maybe we should do a call-in show. That might be a disaster.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. How's it going? Joe Tech with us here this morning.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Yeah. Although I got a comment back on that weather. I feel like that's like we've been given too much good weather. Like I feel like with weather we always pay for it in the end. Like, does that mean that we're going to have a really tough winter since we've had such good weather here for a while?
You're going to hate me for this. I hope so.
You hope so.
Yeah.
You're Mr. Skier.
Yeah. It was such a great year last year to ski.
Yeah.
That's all. Well,
I have
one snowboarder.
One
right?
snowboarder.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Although it's one of those things where he's still growing. The end of last year, like, oh, these boots are really tight, Dad. Like, so I might have to buy some new boots this year.
Yeah, it's not the cheapest sport.
No, it's not.
I always feel bad, like skiing, hockey.
Yeah,
there's some sports that can cost you some money.
This travel baseball is not cheap either,
Yes.
and that's coming up too.
Is it equipment, or is it like the travel and the cost of? Because you guys go places where it's like we're not driving home, we're spending the night.
Well, that's a big part of it, but it's also just the fee to be on the team and the private lessons, and that one's it's the organization that we're with got purchased, so it's a larger corporation, which is good. They've got bringing in resources, new facility, but the value is still good, but the price went up. So it's like, oh, that's a tough pill to swallow. Like,
yeah.
So
things you do for your kids. Right?
Yeah. It's working out well for him. He actually had a fall baseball game this past Sunday, and
no way.
Yeah, we have one more to go. So I'm like to see that weather because we got this coming Sunday. We have one more game. But yeah, two innings pitched, no runs, 3 strikeouts in 2 innings. So
well, we've been very fortunate on the football front when we've been away because we've been.
I've said that to you many times.
Yeah, not forced, but it's been easier to set up outside, and because press boxes. I'll tell you what, Joe. I was talking to some other media guys. Press boxes, and I realize it's a cost, and everybody's looking at cost, but. You almost need to rethink how a press box is designed, and maybe be open to, if you can't remodel the one you have, is putting something up on the visitor side or somewhere else that you could host
a secondary one.
Yes, and making sure the tool, internet, making sure you have internet, and it's not just for the broadcasters.
Right,
that's for the teams.
Yeah,
they're using so much wireless, technology right now for film.
And it's not. The other frustrating thing is this isn't something new. Like you and I have been talking about this for a long time. Like, how can they not run internet to their press boxes at this point? Like, come on, guys, you've got 2-3 different entities in there all wanting this. It's not just like once in a while. It's like every week. Yeah. Like, and a lot of places are going with turf. And so now you've got soccer and, you got boys and girls soccer and football all at the same facility. When it was just football, okay, I get it. You got like 10 games. Now it's like all kinds of stuff are going on.
Yeah. That's an interesting conversation that does borderline technology. I think the turf fields, NFL, I think there's been teams and fans upset over injuries on turf.
Yeah.
And was it the Giants that have turf?
I believe the Giants have turf. Giants, Jets share a stadium. They have turf, yeah.
Yeah, and I think they're upset because there's been injuries, and they actually showed how many injuries are occurring, Achilles and all that, on this, on turf versus grass. And I don't know. Anyways, that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
But, interesting, at least, to look at that and see.
Yeah.
I get it on the high school level. Just maintenance costs and.
Right.
Listen, we were last week doing a soccer match in a downpour, and the field drained in like a second. So, that I get, but
well, and a couple weeks ago, I was actually harassing you in the press box, and there was soccer, and then there was two soccer because there was a JV game afterwards, and then there was like youth football, which was like 3 games. So like and that was JV game or JV football game was before that.
Yes.
So you had JV football, varsity and JV soccer, and then you had youth football. So that field was used all day long from like 10 o'clock in the morning until like 9 o'clock at night. And so, which is fantastic, but you couldn't do that on a grass field, and I get it. There's a good argument to be made for the more injuries, but to be able to use that field and the way it's been used is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Well, very cool. But where do you want to start today, technology-wise? The only thing I want to ask you, there's a couple things that popped up. One, this AI-generated actress that's throwing Hollywood off.
I saw the headline, but I didn't get a chance to read the article, so you might have to fill me in a little bit.
Yeah, it's the stupidest thing. Just saying it is dumb. There was an AI-generated actress, Tilly Norwood, I think's the name.
That sounds right.
Yeah. And she's picked up by a talent agency. Like, she's not real.
I don't get it. Why? I guess if there's, kind of a, quote unquote brand behind it, if she's got a personality that's being tailored by someone, I guess maybe people would want to pick that up. And I don't know why you wouldn't just create your own.
Yeah.
Like if you're creating an ad or whatever she would be acting in, or a TV show or a movie, why wouldn't you just create your own? I mean, you could almost tailor it to be the same kind of person, because there's no laws right now around, trademarking your digital creation, your AI creation. So you could just say, hey, make me another AI actress very similar to so-and-so. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's weird.
So could you see like Hollywood studios in the background saying, well, it's great, we don't need to pay somebody $15 million a film. That's more profit for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Although I don't think you're going to make as much money because people aren't going to be as intrigued by it because it's not authentic.
Real.
It's not real, and people can still tell the difference.
But is this the world we're in where, like, you and I are saying this, but like our kids don't really care?
That's a good question. My kids still can tell the difference and still care. Are the younger kids that are, early elementary, are they going to be so saturated by it that they're not going to care? I think there's kids now that don't even watch TV programs. All they watch are videos on like YouTube and social media. Like, even if they know who something is, they haven't watched a full episode. They watch clips, so that might be the generation that maybe is like, oh yeah, we don't care. But there's still a lot of people that are like, nah, we're not cool with that yet.
That kind of goes into the hands of the studios, though, where they're like, we're not making as much as we used to in films.
Yeah.
And, that started with COVID.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it doesn't make sense for us to pay this actor or actress $20 million a film if we're not making that much at the box office.
Or is it, we're not going to hire all these... we're still going to have a named star and a couple of, supporting actors and actresses, but all the side characters, all those, I hate to say it, but like the Kevin Pollacks of the world, the Stanley Tucci's, those kind of character actors, those are all going to be AI, because then we don't have to pay them and we can just digitally create those, and our actors, the main stars are what draw.
Yeah.
So we'll just create those. I don't know.
Is this also maybe the fault of some of these companies where, they're taking somebody who passed away decades ago, and I'm thinking Star Wars, for example.
Yeah.
And, computer generating these characters for movies with the permission, for the most part, of the estate of that actor or actress. But it's like, this is what happens. You guys do this, and then this is some of the stuff. Now, not all of it, because technology is pushing a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. It is a weird world, and I don't know that I completely believe the studios when they say we're not making any money. You go and look, and it's like, okay, I pay for Amazon Prime, so I watch Prime videos. Well, now they all have ads in them, so it's like, wait a minute, you're taking my money. I thought that was so that you could make up the money that you didn't have in ads, but now you have ads. So you're like double dipping here. Like,
are they still? You still have to buy some of the movies, or if you want to watch certain things, right?
Yes. Now they do have a lot of free stuff, but even the free stuff now has ads, and you can get rid of the ads, but you have to upgrade and buy another tier to go completely ad free, which a lot of the places have done. And again, I'm okay with ads sometimes, like when I'm watching Tubi. Tubi's a really nice little app. Lots of free movies, but you have to watch ads. But I know going in, I'm not paying for this. Yeah. That's how you're generating your revenue. That's fine. But Netflix, hey, I'm paying you decent money here every month to get all these movies, and now you're throwing ads in there on top of it. Like, it feels a little bit like you're double dipping.
Yeah.
So I'm not completely sold that the studios are being completely honest and saying we're not making any money. I still think there's money to be made out there.
Well, they wouldn't be doing it if they weren't making something.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, I just wanted your take on that.
Yeah. There's my take. It wasn't a good one, but I don't think anybody has a real good take on AI right now.
How do we know you're not computer generated?
How do we know we're not all in a simulation, Luke?
Have you been reading those?
What's that?
Have you been reading those stories?
I quit because I was kind of early on that. I'm like, well, whatever. Well, even if we are, would it change anything? Like,
well, that and what is this comet thing that could be alien tech they keep talking about?
Yeah.
That's I know.
Yeah.
Bring it, just bring it. Whatever.
Yeah. There's nothing I can do about it.
Right.
Yeah. We'll have to do a special on that one. All our favorite conspiracy theories and weird stuff.
That thing's supposed to come in November, right?
I think it's coming soon. Yeah. Is that the one that's supposed to hit the moon? Or because there's another one that's supposed to be on a trajectory to hit the moon.
Ooh.
So
is that's not the one they're talking about trying to nuke and push it away?
I think that's the one they're trying to nuke and see if they can adjust the trajectory. Although I can see that going very badly too.
Yeah. So, they make fun of Armageddon, but
hey. What's truth is stranger than fiction, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. The one thing that I did really want to touch base on is something that you asked me about last week. You asked me about TikTok and the rumors about it maybe getting sold. And I didn't have any information, but since then, actually on Thursday, President Trump signed an executive order about TikTok. And it's essentially he's set up a deal to purchase TikTok. So it's a joint venture that would oversee a U.S. version of TikTok. ByteDance would retain less than 20% stake. So ByteDance would still be involved. But Oracle would be a part of the deal. They would host the U.S. version of TikTok. Private equity firm Silver Lake and the Abu Dhabi-based MGX investment fund would invest in it. Apparently, as part of the deal, the United States government would not take a stake in it. They would not have a golden share like they did with U.S. Steel. So they wouldn't be involved. They were just kind of a facilitator. Values, I guess they value, based on this deal, the business at $14 billion. So that's a lot of money. It's probably worth it, too.
X, or Twitter at the time, was 65?
I think so. Something like that. Okay. So Oracle would put it on its servers. So there would essentially be two separate TikToks. There'd be the one that ByteDance still owns that is housed, in China, and then there would be the U.S. branch. So the rumor is that there might be a separate app completely. So if you're a TikTok person, you would have to download the new version, the U.S. version of TikTok. I don't know if that's completely set. President Trump indicated that Chinese leader Xi Jinping has kind of given a verbal nod that this is a good deal. Now, J.D. Vance was on one of the political talk shows on Sunday, and he indicated that it hadn't been approved and that there might still be some pushback from the Chinese government. So it's not exactly clear, but we've gotten some of those rumors kind of solidified with that executive order from President Trump.
So would it just be you're only going to see videos from U.S. content creators, or would the world still be able to publish something? And
presumably it would still be the world you could see from. It's just that the data has to be housed in the United States.
Okay.
So if you remember, Congress actually passed a law stating that TikTok either had to be shut down or sold or moved because their concern was national security concerns, because the data is all housed in China, and because of the close relationships, again, I should do the air quotes, close relationships between Chinese companies and the Chinese government, there were national security concerns that the Chinese government could have access to all that data and potentially be spying on U.S. citizens or whatever they want to do.
By the way, this is a similar conversation with the company DJI and their drones.
Yes.
Which you cannot buy a drone. I know we've talked about this, but
yeah.
I don't know if this opens the door to allowing these conversations where they say, okay, we've got this figured out. Okay, yeah, we're going to let DJI sell their drones in the U.S. market again.
And I know I've said it before, but there's a lot of moving parts because they still don't have a trade deal, an overall trade deal. So I don't know if that's playing a part in why this deal is taking so long or what. But yeah, there's just a general, and I don't even know that the news is kind of, as the news does, it's kind of moved on and really hasn't followed up with that. So I don't really even know where we are in that process, if there's still talks or if those have stalled and we're just kind of where we are. I don't even know where we're at. So yeah, there's a lot of moving parts there that may all play a part.
Okay. So fascinating.
Yeah. And it's kind of interesting. There was another article that actually China said that NVIDIA is a monopoly. And I don't know if that was just them spouting off because they were trying to get, or are they working an angle on this trade deal? Because the most recent chips from NVIDIA were not allowed to be used. That's, if you remember when DeepSeek came out, that was the big hubbub is, China's not allowed to have the most recent top of the line chips from NVIDIA because the U.S. government is concerned that they would use them against the United States. So they were doing at least as much with less, essentially, because they weren't using the top of the line chips as far as developing their AI. So I don't know. A lot of information to tell you that I'm not exactly sure where we're going to land, but we're maybe a step closer.
All right. Gotta wait and see.
Yeah.
Today, Tuesday, September 30th. You know what today is?
What is today?
I'll tell you after this. It's going to be one of those days in history, perhaps.
Oh, okay.
Or not. I'm guessing no, it won't be, but I'll share the information with you coming up. New Directions Community Credit Union is now open in Titusville. They may be new to our community, but they've been serving our region since 1974, providing their members with affordable products and services. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, volunteers, attends school, regularly conducts business, or who owns a business in Venango, Forest, Warren, or Crawford counties. Visit their new location at 206 South Martin Street in Titusville to learn more about becoming a member. Best of luck to all the students and athletes this fall from New Directions Community Credit Union.
Looking for expert orthopedic care? Dr. Charlie Gates, a trusted name at Titusville Area Hospital, can help you regain mobility and a better quality of life. With years of experience and a passion for personalized care, Dr. Gates specializes in treating a wide range of orthopedic conditions. Whether it's joint pain, sports injuries, or orthopedic surgery, trust Dr. Charlie Gates at Titusville Area Hospital for your orthopedic care. Call 814-827-9770 today to schedule your appointment.
Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning provides residential and light commercial air conditioning services throughout the area. They understand the importance of your cooling system working properly. That is why you can trust in Vanderhoof to do the job right. Whether it's a non-working air conditioner, yearly maintenance, or a new install, you can be assured that we will solve your problem quickly and efficiently. Your home's air conditioning system is far more than just temperature. It's a complete comfort system that combines temperature, humidity, air quality, and above all, safety. Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning in Titusville. Titusville Market Square is home to over 100 unique vendors featuring antiques, collectibles, candles, coins, baked goods, dairy products, food items, comic books, toys, and so much more. You'll discover something new every time you walk through the door. Did we mention the selection of baked goods, breads, Clark's Donuts, and Amish pies? Titusville Market Square has you covered. Stop in to explore today. Titusville Market Square in downtown Titusville.
Our new home.
Somebody pinched me.
Somebody say pinch? Pinch, pinch. We mean we just bought this.
Yeah, we just bought a new house. Why are there crabs?
Oh,
don't call for pinches.
Call
for protection.
Hit it.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your State Farm agent is ready to help you choose the right coverage for your new house and your car.
All right, which way to the sea?
We're in Ohio.
So is that close, or?
No.
You got a pool?
No.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm Ronnie Long.
And I'm Lisa Mellon.
The name Armstrong reflects more than just a company. It's a promise.
While others focus on the short term, we're building for a future that's limitless.
From the dawn of cable television to the rise of the digital age, we've delivered cutting-edge technology like our advanced fiber network that redefines what's possible.
Guided by our core values, we have proudly served and strengthened communities like yours for generations.
Fat Chad's is Titusville's premier dining destination. Come hungry and enjoy these menu favorites: T-bone steak, homemade meatloaf dinner, or soft shell crab tacos. Dive into fresh pasta entrees like shrimp and scallop pasta or our signature Asiago chicken. And don't miss our famous burgers and fish sandwiches, all served with fresh cut fries. Fridays mean prime rib specials. Enjoy wild game Saturdays. And on Sundays, it's our all-you-can-eat wing buffet. For good food and good times, it's Fat Chad's Brewing in Titusville.
211 is an easy-to-remember telephone number for finding health and human services for everyday needs and in crisis situations. Every day, highly trained 211 call specialists provide referrals to basic human needs resources like food banks and shelters, physical and mental health, employment support, support for youth and child care programs, and support for adults and persons with disabilities. To learn more, dial 211 or visit pa211nw.org.
U.S. stocks closed modestly higher on Monday, with the Dow gaining more than 0.1%, the S&P 500 adding about 0.25%, and the Nasdaq climbing roughly 0.5%. The technology sector provided the S&P 500's biggest boost as investors bet on growth from AI, explains Marianne Bartels, chief investment strategist at Sanctuary Wealth.
So sometimes you can have what's called window dressing, meaning that fund managers want to buy the winners for the quarter and they get rid of the losers. This quarter has been great, and the winners have been tech and tech-related companies. So you're pretty much seeing those stocks perform very well. Now, normally after the quarter ends, you may see another rebalancing by the portfolio managers. And as we enter the month of October, since we didn't get the seasonal weakness in September, there is some risk that we get some seasonal weakness in October, especially that we're facing a potential government shutdown.
A standoff between Republicans and Democrats over funding has raised the prospect of a government shutdown beginning Wednesday, the first day of the U.S. government's fiscal 2026. Monday's stock moves included U.S.-listed shares of cannabis-related companies, which rose after President Trump shared a video on Sunday promoting the health benefits of hemp-derived cannabidiol. Shares of Canopy Growth rallied more than 17%, while Kronos Group climbed about 13%, and Tilray Brands soared more than 60%. Shares of Lam Research advanced more than 2% after Deutsche Bank upgraded the rating on the chip-making equipment firm to buy from hold. And shares of digital marketing firm AppLovin climbed more than 6% to set a fresh record high after Morgan Stanley raised the target price on the stock to $750 from $480.
Well, just a quick look at that forecast. A beautiful stretch of weather. You can see it on the screen. Sunshine, 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 sunshine. We're going to be back into the 80s this weekend. So today we dip down a little bit Wednesday, Thursday, but to start to climb back up Friday. And 80s through the weekend and the start of next week. Going to be absolutely gorgeous. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Glad you're with us here. We've got, continuing tech stories we'll bring you. Joe Tech with us here this morning, teasing you a little bit. September 30th, 2025 will be known for what?
This day will be known. So this day,
you brought this up. I don't know. It's been a little while, but
did I?
Older generations remember the sound of dial-up internet from the 90s and early 2000s. It was a soundtrack to our era.
Oh, this is the day that AOL finally cuts the cord, as it were.
Yes. The service will no longer be available in AOL plans, the company stated.
I want to say I ran across somebody that was still on dial-up fairly recently.
Did you go?
I thought about it. But I kind of did one of those, like, oh, you're one of. I thought I didn't say it out loud. I was like, oh, you're one of those people.
Well, we should have had them in.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was.
What are you going to do?
Yeah. Well, I think they had a smartphone, so I don't know. It's like, why do you even still have this? Like, I don't.
Some people just can't let go, Joe.
Yeah. Maybe I should have asked, are you a hoarder too? Like, do you have a stack of newspapers in your living room?
The other story I was going to ask you, and man, you kind of danced around a little bit with some of the names you brought up.
Good at that.
With TikTok. Electronic Arts.
I did not mention Electronic Arts. I mentioned Oracle.
Yes. No, but you mentioned Jared Kushner, right?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. Maybe I was.
I can, though. Jared Kushner.
Isn't he kind of. Did you see this story?
I did see a headline of another story that's not related to TikTok that, yeah, him and some company, or I can't remember what he's doing now. You'll have to pull it up.
Yeah, so we had this morning. Let me make sure I get this here.
Because it wasn't NVIDIA. It was somebody else, wasn't it?
Yeah, let's see. Dun, dun, dun.
Although NVIDIA is going to invest, what, $100 billion in OpenAI?
Are they?
Yeah. Potentially and up to over time.
Wow.
A lot of caveats there.
Okay, now you said TikTok valued at what?
$14 billion.
Video game maker Electronic Arts to go private in record $55 billion deal.
EA is going private, so they're buying back all their shares. I think it's a great move.
Okay.
I think it's a really good move for a lot of companies to buy back and go private and not be publicly traded anymore.
Okay. Well, the consortium that is buying the company includes Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, Live Golf, right?
Yes.
Those folks.
Among many other things.
Yeah.
Yes,
They're in sports and racing and all sorts of things, right?
Yeah.
Silver Lake Partners and Affinity Partners.
Silver Lake, who's in talks with I mentioned in the TikTok deal.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah.
Well, it's an investment firm, I think Affinity Partners, an investment firm led by Jared Kushner.
Okay.
Is what they say. So, yes. Well, I knew one of those names you had mentioned. That's why. So Electronic Arts investors will receive $210 per share in cash. But the future for EA is bright, and they're going to invest heavily to grow the business, according to Silver Lake co-chief executive officer and managing partner Egan Durbin.
Yeah. Video games are a huge industry. And they have actually, a number of years ago, I believe, overtaken the movie business as a larger generator of revenue. So, and maybe that's where the studios are coming from. Is like, we used to be the big boys, and now it's video games. Maybe they're just upset. But yeah, video games are
not to mention television and streaming platforms are creating movie-like content that is exceptional.
Yeah, yeah, and that was kind of what I was getting at back then with that argument. Is they're still making money. It's just how they make it has changed. But yeah, video games are huge. Not just the consoles, but the games. There's companies that don't even, they're just all there are about developing games. And are they ever going to get another Grand Theft Auto out? That's kind of a running joke that GTA, I think it's 6, just may never come out. Just keep delaying it and delaying it and delaying it. So
I'm sure they want to make that initial fistful of money by releasing a game, but there seems to be a lot of games where you just get these updates.
Yeah.
So there's like the main thing, but it just keeps getting updated.
Or the in-game currency.
Yeah.
It's the pay-to-play. If you want to win the game, you got to buy the in-game currency so that you can buy power-ups and I think, I can't remember what the stat, it's like the first 24 or 36 hours or something is when they make the vast majority of their money, and we're talking billions of dollars, and so games are now, up over $60 now, aren't they? Aren't they like 75 for the brand new top rated games? So Yeah, it's big money. So EA is doing very, very well for themselves. It sounds to me like, what was it, $250 a share? That's probably a pretty good deal. They're probably doing okay getting that. But the people that are, they probably bought in at, $20 a share, so they're probably happy. Probably a win-win for everybody.
Were you talking? Is Sony looking, or Xbox? Or any idea if they're new? They're planning new consoles, or?
I haven't heard.
They usually. I'm surprised at how long they go before updating a console.
Well, that's why they put so much effort into making it so top of the line, so that it can last a while. They're using, top of the line everything, so that it can last a little while. I think I did hear some rumors about, the next gen consoles, but it's real early on, because we're what, 2 or 3 years into that cycle? 3 years in?
Boy, I think it'll more than that.
Yeah, it might be.
Boy, that was because
the one was, they were a year apart, weren't they?
Between
they weren't the
Sony
same year,
and
were
Xbox?
they? Yeah, they weren't the same.
Maybe
holiday season, I don't think.
Boy, I just remember because, I think Sam was at that age.
Yeah, it was probably because wasn't it around the pandemic? Wasn't it 2020 or 21?
Maybe. I know he was still in high school, or but trying to find one. I think you lucked out.
I lucked out.
Yeah, I remember that story.
Yeah. So I haven't heard anything. It's a good question.
You just think like computers are changing like every year, it seems like every couple months. With technology and stuff. In fact, Adam, he just built one this weekend.
Oh, did he?
Ordered parts, yeah. And he was just telling me, like how much has changed since the last one he built.
Yeah.
I just think, boy, why aren't they looking at that as revenue? Like, especially with the gaming industry being as big as it is, why not? Who cares if it's the latest, greatest? Build it so that it lasts like 2 years and come out with a new console.
Yeah. Well, I think there is a niche market there where there are people who build their own gaming rigs or buy gaming rigs instead of consoles. But there are people that just want to buy the console. They don't want to have to worry about doing all the stuff you have to do when you build your own gaming rig, or even buy a gaming rig. It's not quite as seamless. They've already got their Xbox account. They just want to log in and go to town and upload whatever they have and start playing games.
Well, to your point, we've been playing with some technology for football games this year, where the company will sell you a piece of hardware that will run their software, or they'll tell you, here's the specs if you want to build the system yourself, which we did because it was a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
But we also have a few problems with it. So I'm just, it's like, maybe it does make sense to look at the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
Or not, I don't know.
Yeah. You like to do things the hard way sometimes.
Well, our budget really wasn't. We were trying to do it.
Do it on the cheap, yeah.
So.
No. It's worked out well.
Yeah, but again, I see, your point where sometimes you just get it so that you're in that ecosystem as opposed to all the problems that you might have if you do it yourself.
Mm-hmm. I have one that's got the consoles and one that's got the PC. And there's been issues with the PC, and he'll go in and use his brother's console from time to time just because he can just quickly log on. And
games are the same price for both?
Yes. Yeah. So
you still have to go and buy certain games, right? At the store, or are they all like digital downloads?
You can still buy games. Now they were talking about the Switch 2 that just came out. If you buy a game at a store, it's actually just a code to, you put the thing in and it literally just allows you to download it. So there's no actual physical cartridges for the Switch 2. I believe still the Xbox and the PlayStation, it's still loaded on a disc. But if you get updates, you download the updates.
Okay.
So you still better have a good internet connection.
Well, if you have AOL, today's your last day to download.
Yeah.
It'll take a week to download.
It'll take you a week to download Pac-Man, let alone Grand Theft.
I'll tell you, as a kid, nothing was more exciting than going to that Toys R Everybody place, right?
Yeah.
And I see they're making a comeback, though.
Yes.
Like physical stores,
Yes.
not just in the Macy's. But anyways, getting that game. Remember, it just seemed like they had that huge wall of games or walls.
Yeah.
And you take the tag out, you'd go up to the counter, and and you would spend that 45 minutes to an hour coming home just reading the box, so excited to get home to play it.
Yeah. I come from a little older. It was the wall of G.I. Joes.
Oh, man.
The only place you could go to see the aircraft carrier, USS Flag, was that store. Yeah. Just dream about it. Like, can I even fit it in my bedroom? Like,
got to make room for it.
Yep. Yeah.
Where's it sitting now, Joe?
Never got that one. Never got that one. No.
Okay.
No. I still have a couple of. I got rid of most of them, but I still, they were stored in my parents' basement for a long time. Started pulling them out and letting my kids play with them. The plastic became brittle, and they would just kind of fall apart. So I kept a few small ones near and dear, but most of them are gone.
You're watching the Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Joe Tech with us here this morning. What's the toy line that was cool that you always wanted but never had?
The toy line?
Yeah. Was there one of my best friends growing up had like every Star Wars character, had all the Star Wars toys.
Yeah.
And I just had a couple.
Yeah.
And I was always like, oh man, he's got like everything. I always wanted the monster in my pocket.
Oh.
Or no. I had those. No. My Pet Monster.
My Pet Monster.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Micro Machines.
Oh, okay.
Never had the Micro Machines, but I always thought those were really cool. Never had them.
Do you ever just go online? Like, do you ever look up your carrier there and just hey, here it is on eBay or
I've done
Marketplace
that.
for $10?
We've talked about the comic conventions.
Yeah.
I've gone to those and like, oh, they've got one. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like where would I put it? What? Really, what would I do with it?
No. No. Be honest. My wife's gonna be mad at me if I get this.
No.
Do I let that fly or?
No, I don't think my wife would be all that upset. Question things maybe, but not all that upset.
I married a man and you're just a boy.
No, I think she'd be okay with it.
My wife knew going into the relationship that she knew she was getting.
Well, and what I need is like an office like yours where I could just have the shelves where I could put all my stuff. And yeah, that's what I need. Yeah. I've been told, it's really not professional to have toys in your office, if a client stops by. So all I have is my Joe Paterno bobblehead. So, but I contemplated having some things set up, and she's like, I don't know if that's a good idea.
In your profession, I could see that.
Yeah.
Mine's a little more forgiving, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, your line of business is probably a little more forgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or am I just saying that?
You're trying to convince yourself, maybe?
I might have to take everything down now.
No. Leave it up. It's who you are at this point, Luke. Everybody knows.
Well, it's nice to see a lot of these things making a comeback.
Yeah. I have an article that I wanted to share with you, though.
Okay.
Because we talked about it last week, the Apple Watch Ultra 3. Mm-hmm. A funny article on ZDNet from Nina Raymont. The subline, the Apple Watch Ultra 3 is Apple's most durable and longest lasting wearable yet, but its upgrades go well beyond just battery life. She wore it for a week, and this is her recommendation. But I love there's a line in here If the baseline Series 11, if you're using that to train for your first marathon, the Ultra Watch 3 you're using to train for your 5th Ironman. Like, it's a hardcore machine. She recommends it because of the additional battery life. So it's what, six extra hours of battery life. So she doesn't recommend it if you've got an Ultra Watch 2 because she doesn't think the upgrades are worth it. But
which is what the guy at the store told me.
Yeah. But if you're considering it and you don't have a 2, or if you just have a previous generation regular one, she complains that it's hard to sleep in because it's so big and bulky.
I don't see. I charge my watch and my phone overnight.
Overnight while you're sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, which is too bad because I think there's a lot of features for tracking your sleep patterns and all that, which is something I probably need. So I'm not using it for that.
You should try wearing it to sleep just once. It'll last.
Yeah. It's bulky. I love mine. I absolutely love mine.
Yeah.
But I think I was a little disappointed when the guy's like, yeah, it's got some better things, but do you really need to right now? No.
She goes on to say that, like, if you're a big hiker and you use the SOS feature, it is a little better in the Ultra 3. They tested it and it is a little bit better, but yeah, for that kind of a price tag, if you've got the 2, it really isn't worth the upgrade. But if you don't have the 2, it might be worth it.
See, so I'm kind of in that middle area, right? At this point, do I just wait till next year when they come out with a new one and see? Or do you roll the dice? And I can't remember how much I have left. I'm still making payments on this.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you wait till next year.
Just wait?
Yeah, just wait.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. I know, I'm sorry I burst your bubble. You were going to tell Amy, hey, Joe Tech said I should upgrade.
Well, going back to the battery part, I've never had an issue with this. In fact, when I go to charge it at night, it's not like it's ever close to being low.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just been solid. So
I'm challenging you, Luke. Sleep with it just one night and see how it goes. Check your sleep. See if you like that feature. Then maybe you'll want to sleep with it and just charge it when you shower. Take a shower, throw it on the charger. By the time you get out, it'll be charged up. They charge quickly.
Do they? I was reading like even the newer iPhones and that line, I think they're supposed to charge
very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I bet by the time you're out of the shower and do your hair and do all that kind of preening stuff, it'll be all charged up for you.
Yeah. I don't do any of that. It's like done.
Yeah. My kids.
You spend a lot of time?
No.
Oh, okay.
None at all. Like, even for a dance.
Yeah.
Like, are you going to do something with your hair? Yeah, here. There. Done.
Well, I just saw...
A comb, a brush, anything? Like, nope.
I was on Facebook because we just had the homecoming dance here, right?
Yep.
And one of the moms said, this is the first year my daughter isn't going to the dance. She graduated. She's at college. So it's just my son. And can I tell you, the level of stress and worrying I have is like zero. Like the difference between getting a daughter ready for the dance and a son.
Yep.
Night and day.
Yep.
This is awesome. He just puts it on and goes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know.
Although have a couple going to the dance together, and there's a little bit like making sure the bathroom is open, and yeah, just scheduling.
Well, anything else in the world of technology?
That's all I got for you this week, Luke.
Okay. Oh, there's a lot there, a lot going on.
There's always a lot going on. We could say that Amazon, their fall Prime days are coming up, though. October 6th, 7th. So if you're looking to... And I think, actually, they're having an announcement today.
With their products.
Yeah. So...
Just in time for Cyber Monday, which is you know, tomorrow we'll be able to say next month.
Yeah, we will.
Wow.
I actually, so I have a weekly planner that I created that I print out, sit on my desk so I can see the week. And I'm like, you know what? I'll just print out enough for the rest of the year. I only had to print out 14. Yep. It's getting to be that time of year.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Joe, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
All right.